What's going on, everyone? Today we're coming here from Naval X, and I've got a super special guest, not only because he's a good guy, but I actually know him from some of my old commands. And I've got today Admiral Moran. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing great. Good to be here.
Yeah, excited to have you. So Admiral Moran here is the Principal Military Deputy, correct?
Correct.
For the ASN RDA. And he's going to kind of tell you what he does and what all that means and what he does to help connect it all together.
Yeah, no, it's good to be here at Naval X where agility is happening. And that's really where Secretary Geurts is trying to drive all of us. So for my role as his Principal Military Deputy, primarily is our engagement with OPNAV and trying to drive what I would say is the Secretariat side of the business with the OPNAV side of the business closer so we can really deliver for the Navy and the fleet what they need. And so that's been a big emphasis for me. But he's given us a couple priorities, right? We got to improve the way we acquire things, so let's improve our acquisition. Let's get after the RDT&E, so the research, development, test, evaluation fields, and then let's get after sustainment. So, you know, we can't really afford to buy new things if we can't sustain the things we have. So we really got to drive after those things. And like I said, bringing that all together with coordination, more closely coordinated with OPNAV. And so I will tell you, I just want a big throw out to Vice Admiral Kilby, who's the current N9, who has just engaged us and partnered with us. And I will tell you, there's not a day goes by that he and I are not chatting together on how do we combine the requirement side that he sees that he needs to deliver for the fleet, and how can we bring the technical expertise to deliver those things and have that conversation early rather than later. And I tell you, we're making a lot of headway, and I give Admiral Kilby all the credit. He's really driving that train, and I'm excited to be part of that.
That's fantastic to see that collaboration happening more on that SecNav side, OPNAV really blending things together.
Yeah, well, you know, I mean, too often, we wait too far down the road to have that conversation. Money's already invested, some technology's going, requirements are not really clearly defined based on the technology that's available, and it's really hard to recover at that point. So earlier in the game, really having that conversation early, making sure we got the right pieces together. Another point that the secretaries that really asked me to kind of push forward, which is how do we as an acquisition force come together earlier, right? And so really good program managers doing the business of defining the requirements and acquisition strategies, contract strategies. How do we engage early with the entire team, right? So the RDA staff, instead of a bunch of briefings at the end of the day where you really don't have decision space to do the right things, let's have them early, open conversation.
Come to the planning meeting first on.
Early, so we get everybody's buy-in and really have those conversations sooner. And we're starting to see some of that. I will tell you, some still like to be close hold, right?
Sure.
And solve their problems. As the secretary, I always say, asking for help is a strength, it's not a weakness.
Definitely.
Not everybody doesn't know everything. And so let's get as many people engaged early and often, and help us really put plans in place, because in my experience, the better you have a plan in place, upfront, understood, resourced, technology understood, the better chance you have to succeed and deliver for the fleet. When we don't have that, find out things too late, and we push schedule, it costs more, and the fleet doesn't get what they need. So we need to do it in our acquisition community, and the Secretary is definitely driving us in that regard.
Yes,
and we're trying to do it with OPNAV, and I will tell you, Admiral Kilby's driving that train, and we're there. So I'm really happy and excited. So Secretary Geurts is up and out, driving the train. I'm kind of down and in the trenches, trying to drive it from that side.
It's good to have both sides working that side.
But that's the role he's asked me to do, and I'm excited. I'm really excited about the progress we're making.
That's excellent. That's really good to hear, sir, that's all kind of happening. Mainly because a lot of people, you know, where we both served in weapons division out in China Lake, you only see what you see. You don't know all the things that are going on, and that's what I've loved at Naval X, is I get to kind of help connect all the tissue that's happening and everything that's going on.
That's just such a great point. And so one of the things we're really trying to do is that horizontal integration, because you only know what you know.
Yep.
You and I have had this conversation before.
Yes,
so a program manager only knows X. He's only going to go ask those people that know X. He's not going to check Y or Z or U or W.
Yep.
So how do we really improve that horizontal conversation and understanding, so awareness of what's going on around us? Because one, reduces the duplication of money we're spending.
Oh, definitely.
Right?
And work.
And work. It accelerates some of the technology that may be available for you to go bring that to a different side of the house.
Yeah.
And so those are really important pieces. And you're starting to drive that here. You're starting to get people to think differently. But that's another animal we're trying to do is, hey, we gotta go horizontal and inform each other what we have, what we're doing, and create that awareness.
And that's a big culture shift
Yeah,
for a lot
absolutely.
of people. We're used to doing things vertical and just this is how it is, and I can't share. Especially when we're an organization that kind of competes for staffing and things like that. It's hard to do that.
No, we had a great conversation the other night with the new secretary, the secretary of the Navy, the CNO, and just historically the way we're organized. We fund things via platforms, right? We're very platform centric, but our real capability is integrated, right? Systems of systems integration that enable us to take advantage of all of those platforms in an integrated way.
Yes, sir.
The only way we're going to achieve that is through this horizontal conversation, understanding, and implementation. And I got to tell you, once again, I see an 8 and 9 and 2 and 6. We're all having that conversation, and I just tell you, in my time frame, and it's been a while now, unfortunately, right? It's been a while.
It was a couple years.
We're having that dialogue, and we're starting to see that change. So the things you're doing here to help drive that will help us in the long run. And we all got to come together, because at the end of the day, we got to deliver the capability the fleet needs to win the fight if required.
That's why we're here.
Yep.
So we're here to help them.
That's it.
So fantastic. Well, appreciate having you on, sir.
Awesome. Enjoyed it as always.
Definitely.
I love the ship.
It's new ship, new space. More to come from then. Thanks again, sir, and stay tuned, everyone. More from what's going on inside the Department of the Navy. Thanks, guys.
Thanks.